My one biggest question throughout this episode was how much did this episode cost with all the CG they used? Hello everybody, today we're going to talk about episode 39 of Kamen Rider Gotchard. So we start with the gang all together with Hopper and Trooper Skeballs all alive with pretty cool CGI for Ant Trooper and Skeballs, but every other CGI Chemy they have because all the Chemy are in CGI, all three of them start to glow, all shining rainbow. And Minato think they had something to do with Nichikon's unique power. Kyoka argued as it had to do something with last episode's attack, where we finally got the name of the attack called Rainbow Breath. That it pretty much allows the Chemy to have a new life given to them that outside of their own life force to actually give them something extra. And that Nichikon pretty much takes after Hotaro with himself saying gone a lot. Spanners say that for this reason Gigas will be after Nichikon as Nichikon is just cutely introducing himself to Sabo and Nido. So in CGI form, both of them, as only 2 Chemys remain out of 101. Had Minato Spanner go to the association HQ, even though Spanner says that nothing will change from it, Kyoka says she'll just go back to her lab. We didn't see info of the last 2 Chemys being Paku Raptor and Oji Lacan, with pretty much just 2 fossils dinosaur Chemys. With Nichikon being excited to make new friends, had Rengen decided to make this a contest to find the last 2 Chemy, with the reward being that whoever wins get to have Nichikon with them. With Nichikon just happy to just be for the ride because he's just very cute and pretty happy-go-lucky, just really cute, so he's just happy to be included. It's pretty nice to see. We see Gigist, Tropo, and Cloto all watch over Hotaro's fight last week's episode, as Cloto says that she can't really hold back her power anymore and wants to prove herself and that she gets stronger. As Gigist pretty much give her that answer, as he just gives her more power. As Tropo says that they need Grion to come back to help them, but Gigist tells her to just be quiet and actually crushes both of them with some gravity power attack. And he said that he will deal with Hotaro himself personally. We did see Kajiki, who we haven't seen in a while, in a parking lot trying to look for something because he has food with him. And we did find out what he's trying to look for, which is a tiny raptor that seems to attack him. It's a pretty cool little thing that seems to be Paku Raptor because it has the arrow for spikes in his back. And it just attacks him before the intro played. With the intro, only different is that Rainbow Gotchard are now in it. After the intro, we cut to the next day as Kajiki tells Hotaro and the gang, while he's all covered in slime, that he has found a dino from the rumors of online. As he tried to grab onto Hotaro, but Hotaro keeps saying that he smells bad. And he said that the rumors say that this type of animal or being has been causing trouble and being a nuisance to the general public in the area. And said that he bit him. He decided to look for it as he tells the gang to tell him if anything happened and just leaves the episode, which is kind of sad. I kind of want him to join the game for a little bit more. Asabi gets footage from a security camera because I forgot he can do that now for some reason. And we see that it is true that Kajiki was attacked by one of the Chemys being Paku Raptor, and it just eats up his technology and some of his stuff and just leaves. Everyone's just happy that they actually found it and all decide a plan in order to capture it. And we see the plan with Hotaro making food for it, with Sabi trying to make a drone with X-Rex to have it come out and lure it out. And Rengen dressed up as a dinosaur to trick it to come out to them. As Rina makes a cute little roar for that everybody doesn't actually agree that that's actually what a roar sounds like. But then she seems to get embarrassed for it as for the plan and decided to just tear off her costume and just leave, trying to think that she'll just ask around for clues. Who was just dragging the costume with her. Which is just pretty funny to see the costume just drag through it. We did see Lakisit just running errands for Kyoka with just a bag full of food. And he just thinking that she's being worked to the bone by Kyoka until Tropo arrived to confront her, telling her that she's not human, she's still just a doll. And saying that she'll actually forgive Lakisit if she actually comes back. As Cloto actually arrives, accusing Tropo and Lakisit for taking things away from her, as she actually turns into her abyss gear and attacks both of them, which is actually pretty interesting to see, as she just pretty much starts to lose herself from the power that she got from Gigist. I remember Cloto had lost her mind completely, and Lakisit tried to escape. Which I'm just really confused on why she doesn't transform into her Valbarod form. Like, where's her sword to use for her Valbarod sword? Like, that's just weird. Where is it? She doesn't use it throughout the whole episode, so that's kind of weird. But anyway, Rina comes from out of nowhere to help Lakisis, as he said that she'll help out because she's part of the gang, and transformed to fight Cloto. They fight, but she doesn't really do much to hurt Cloto, and even though she tried to finish her on her, nothing happens. She just pushes Rina back. But I like to just say that she's still trying to run her errand and not to mess with her, and using her power that we haven't seen her use for a long time, like one of the little items that she had from like the first episode, and uses it to make herself disappear with Rina. And Cloto gets angry and just passes out. We then cut back to the rest of the gang struggling to find Raptor, as Hopper decided to eat some of the food for Pakuraptor, as Nichigon says that. Nichigon translates that Hopper say that Raptor will be more accepting if he does this, as Hotaro realizes that their stuff has been stolen, as Pakuraptor is right there eating it all up in his CGI form, and runs away with all the stuff, as the trio chases after him to an abandoned building where they find Pakuraptor with Ojikalan in the water. And Nichigon translate that, it explained that it's their home, and actually find their stuff there. And Hotaro figured out that Raptor was just gathering things for Ojikalan. They can't really escape from the water at all. They need to be there all the time. As he realized that what Hopper was trying to tell him, that he was just doing it to try to convince Raptor that they were not a threat at all. And Nichigon just shares that he's just happy to have a new friend. Hotaro apologizes for interrupting their whole peaceful life and for all that. They're just happy that they actually found the last 2 Chemies. But they don't get to celebrate too much because suddenly Hotaro disappears and actually appears in a new location by Gigas' powers. And he just captured Nichigon, saying that he probably guesses that he can't affect Hopper 1 anymore with his darkness powers. And Gigas say that he created a Chemy and they should obey him. And actually grabs Pakuraptor and Ojikalan from their own home and begins to transmute them with darkness, saying that hatred allows them to evolve into their amalgams and that it needs them to become amalgam is natural for them. Saying that Hotaro just hindered their growth because they're just naturally evil, born to be evil. But he doesn't do so because Hotaro allows Nichigon to use Rainbow Breath on both Pakuraptor and Ojikalan, covering them with rainbow, and they actually start to glow just like the original 3 Chemies from the beginning of the episode, making them immune to Gigas' power, as they actually the darkness whelming them disappeared, and they just glow rainbow. And Giga just shocked about this, as both of the Chemies go into Hotaro and being captured by him. I get a question why this is happening and how it is possible, as Hotaro says that him and Nichigon share a gotcha, and that the whole goal is to have Chemy be safe because they're a living being and they have the free choice and the free will to decide to be good or evil. But it's pretty cool to see that it actually kind of like the original Kamen Rider stayed all the time. You know, they were just born and created to be evil like the Riders, but then they decided to use their power for good instead, with the story of Rider from the beginning. It's really nice little storytelling that they don't really spell it out. It's just for us to actually interpret. I think it asked the greatest question of them all. What in the world is gotcha? And he doesn't understand at all. It was just a pretty funny moment throughout the whole interaction. Hotaro calls all the other Chemies to him, as well as them attacking Giga a little bit, as Nichigon rainbow breaths them all to make them immune to Giga's powers, as they all shine rainbow as Hotaro transforms to Rainbow Gotchard to fight Gigist. And a pretty cool shot of all the Chemies in the background behind Rainbow. Oh, like it's really cool to see. It's a really good shot. I love it. He gets pretty much angry that they disobey their own father / creator. Giga sends Hotaro to a new location of an abandoned warehouse and tried to crush him with some debris. But Hotaro used Gaia and Dragonolus, which is pretty cool being the 2 original Chemies, as said from the lore, to free him and attack Gigas, who Gigas pretty much annoyed that even these 2, the original Chemy, also disobey their own creator. You know, the one that he personally made. So that's actually pretty cool to see. Hotaro using a new Rainbow Gotchard ability, being Gotcha Time, to put Rainbow Breath on Chemy, and then putting 2 cars into the driver to form Gold Mechanic and Upper Skables form. It's pretty cool to see them side by side with Rainbow Gotchard. It actually has a pretty cool effect on them having rainbow on their arrow and rainbow in the driver copy. And it pretty much confirmed that it's not actually Hotaro's consciousness, it's just the 2 Chemies combined together and actually controlling the body. As the Sky's the Limit plays at the background, as Gigas wondered how he's able to create them to turn them into riders. As they start to attack Gigas in pretty cool shots and pretty cool powers, as both Skables form and Rainbow Gotchard become golden color and actually start to fly with pretty cool speed to dodge Gigas' little power of teleportation and all that, and actually attack Gigas, which is pretty cool to see. As Rainbow just wailed on him and actually started to actually damage him, and then Gold Mechanic does his best as well to just protect both of them from being attacked by Gigas' powers, which is pretty cool to see. As being a Golden Mechanic, he actually shoots at Gigas, actually damaging him. He actually ripped apart a piece of him, like a chunk of him just destroyed and actually starts to reform. But it's pretty cool to see. Gigas seems just understanding now that Hotaro is too stupid to understand the concept of harboring malice, which is just, rude. Trying to suddenly just has low IQ. I hope to say that that's not the case, as he's just that guy. He's just him, as he just wants to protect people and Chemies alike, and to become a big shot alchemist. As he prepared his finisher with the 2 Chemy riders, as they all attack Giga and actually allow Rainbow Gotchard to perform its cool 7 rider kick, attacking Gigas who still doesn't understand Hotaro at all, and he is defeated in a cool explosion, and we had the cool all 3 riders pose together for a nice shot of an explosion behind them. It was really cool to see. We did see the last 2 Chemies, Raptor and Camp, added into the board, and we now have the complete 101 Chemies all together, and the intro played in the background. And the whole gang is there with Lacuses as well, with a whole takoyaki party to celebrate that the whole 101 Chemy have all been captured. I reckon asked who won their contest, and they all tried to argue that it was them, and Hotaro say that, you know, he's the dad, so he had the privileges to have Nichigan, so he won. They all try to fight, and Nichigan just say that he had enough love from everybody, and he should be with all of them. But everybody just happy and actually agreed with it, and they all just admire how cute he is, because he is really cute. And thanks Helper Guru, or Helper Senpai, to realizing what Raptor's feeling was. And without him, they would not have found out what Raptor wanted, which is pretty cool to see. Kyoka eats some food and just realizes that the whole shopping was just the fact that she just needed something to eat. And Minato say Spanner's catchphrase, which is a pretty funny scene. And Kyoka decide to want to offer Lacuses a bite, but they remember that she's a doll and doesn't eat. But interestingly, Lacuses decide to actually eat the takoyaki, which is pretty cool to see, as he said that she wants to become human. Because she stayed with the doll forever, someday she might become like her sisters. And speaking of the sister, we see Kloto sleeping on Otopo's lap. Otopo said that if Korea was here, none of this would have happened, and they would have won by now. And Kloto opened her eyes, saying that she'll get Lacuses back no matter what, or no matter what power she uses. We did see Minato and Spanner lead the party, saying that the association still remains stoic. That even with Giga defeated, Otopo and Kloto are still at large, so they're still not trying to do anything. But it's pretty interesting to see that the evil organization, quote unquote evil, is not really evil, they're just stubborn and don't want to change their old ways. But it's a pretty interesting little concept to see, because I'm kind of sick and tired of evil organizations like secret bosses. But we have to wait and see, because if for like 10 more episodes, they might change it. They might retcon that, so whatever. They might do something about it. And Minato finally decides that he's going to change and reform the Alchemy Association from within for the next generation, and wants Spanner to help him out. But it's pretty cool to see that he's finally doing something that his friend wanted all this time, right, for all those years ago. Like his friend Suzuya wanted all the time to just help and change the rules of Chemies. But it's pretty cool to see. We have to wait and see what that's all about. But it's not happy all the time, and we go back to the Ouroboros realm, and the Ouroboros glows up, and it actually forms some new particle and shoots down 2 new figures from the realm. And they grow brightly, and they kind of look like Gigas with the orb. And even interestingly, one of them actually looked like the Joker undead from Blade. Like, it's actually pretty interesting to see. At the episode ends like that, with 2 new villains seemingly to come join the fray. Especially we see the preview. Overall, it was actually a pretty good episode. Not as good last week's episode. I still think last week's episode with Rainbow Gotchard debut was much better. But I will say this is actually a pretty good episode, a pretty nice setup. Now that Giga seems to be defeated, though not really, but for now. And we have 2 new villains getting here, so it seems like we'll get to see what that's all about. We have to have pretty good setup for, like I said, wanted to become human. The 2 sisters are probably gonna betray Giga and probably gonna do their own thing. As well, Minato is starting to bring up and be a new age, trying to find a way to reform the association from within for a new age. But it's pretty cool to see and actually hear from Minato. So, with something that Suzuya would have been proud of for his own senpai. I will say the episode went by very fast, and I'm just wondering again from the beginning, like, how much did the episode cost? Because there's a lot of CGI used throughout this whole episode. So I want to know what that's all about. Now that they actually saved a lot of money to use so much CGI for this episode, because it's pretty incredible how much CG they used. Overall, it was actually a pretty good episode, and pretty fast compared to the last week's episode, because I feel like I have more things to say last week. But anyway, nothing more to say. Rating wise, I give it a 7.8 out of 10. What do you guys think? Do you like the episode or do you not? What do you think about Kamen Rider Gotchard so far? And how do you think the last few episodes are gonna go by now that Giga seems to be defeated and all the setup being like about to be set up for the rest of the show? Leave a comment down below to talk more about Kamen Rider Gotchard. Peace.